Hey guys, what's going on? Let's do our overnight betting preview for tomorrow night's games. Wednesday, February the 8th, there's 9 games on the schedule. I got a couple of early leans, but there are some very, very interesting matchups. We're going to break down all the action, look at each and every single game, and see what we can expect from tomorrow's action. First game, Detroit at Cleveland. Cleveland is a 12.5 point favorite. I had Cleveland favored by 13. Line is accurate. Cleveland, guys, has won 3 straight. Big wins by double digits in all their 3 previous games. The most impressive ones, the last 2 on the road, they beat up on the Indiana Pacers and the Washington Wizards. Easy W's on the road. Team looks like they're hitting their stride, uptrending, and playing fantastic basketball. Detroit, we know, guys, don't have much to say over here. Last place in the Eastern Conference, struggling. They lost their last game to the Celtics at home by, I think, 13 points in that game. Cleveland, clear-cut favorite. They should, in my opinion, extend their win streak to 4 games over here and possibly cover that line easily. Next game, Charlotte at Washington. Washington is a 4.5 point favorite. I had Washington also as a 4.5 point favorite. Line is very accurate. Washington, guys, has been slumping, has lost 3 straight after getting their winning streak snapped, have been playing very, very poorly, especially in their last game against Cleveland. They got blown out from start to finish, were non-existent. Bradley Beal was listed as questionable in that game. He did not come back for Washington. He is listed as questionable again tomorrow, along with Kyle Kuzma. They might be getting both those players back. The Hornets, guys, are on a 4-game losing streak. Also lost in their previous game. They were at home playing against the Orlando Magic. Were competitive for long stretches of the game, but Orlando pulled away at the end, got that W. Charlotte 15-40 on the season. This is a short line, guys, 4.5. I also had it at 4.5, but this is an estimate assuming that Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma will not be playing. Obviously, we do have to wait for their status to see what the line is going to look like tomorrow. I don't have a lean on this game as of now. If it stays as is and Washington doesn't get those 2 players back, I will seriously take a look at Charlotte in this game. Washington is downtrending and downtrending hard. Next game, Indiana at Miami. Miami is a 6.5 point favorite. I had Miami favored by 7, half point difference. Miami, guys, is a good home team, 17-9 at home. Not the most reliable of teams. I've mentioned many times I have problems handicapping the Miami Heat. They're a very tough team to get a grip on, and you just never know what you're going to get on a nightly basis. The Pacers, we know, are a very, very good home team and a very, very poor road team. On the road, guys, they are 8-18. Granted, a lot of those losses did come with Tyrese Halliburton missing from the lineup. They are playing at full strength now. The 6.5 points is accurate, in my opinion. Anything can happen in this game, guys. I'm not even going to risk giving any direction in this game. I'm just going to move on to the next game. San Antonio at Toronto. Toronto, a 10.5 point favorite. I had Toronto favored by 11. Line is just a half point lower than my estimate. Guys, Toronto, this is going to be their first game back from a 7-game road trip. They did get a win in their last game against a shorthanded Memphis team. Now they're back home. They have had a couple of days off. These spots can also always be very, very tricky, especially with a team like the Spurs that is pretty much playing freely. They're not playing for anything. They don't care about wins and losses. They are 14-40 on the season and have lost 9 straight. Obviously, Toronto is the favorite in this game, but I would not rule out a surprise here, guys. It's not one of my early leans, but be careful. Anybody taking the Raptors in this game, I'd go as far as saying that we might even see a straight-up win by the Spurs tomorrow. This looks like a very, very tricky spot. It is not one of my leans. I will not be putting any money on this game, but I'm just giving you guys a little heads up on what I think could happen here. Next game, Philadelphia at Boston. Boston is a 4.5 point favorite. I had Boston favored by 5. Line is fairly accurate, just a half point lower than my estimate. Boston most likely will be getting Jaylen Brown back in this game, even though his name, guys, has been mentioned in some weird trade rumors, something linking his name with Kevin Durant. Very, very strange. I don't know where all this stuff is coming from, or if it's just rumors, if it has any truth to it. I'm not sure. But this line, guys, is accurate. The Celtics, we know, are a very, very good home team, even though lately they have been a bit inconsistent. Um, they did get a win in Detroit in their last game. Uh, Unexpected win, a natural win. They are 38 and 16, still holding on to first place in the East. But Milwaukee and Philly are gaining a lot of ground. Philly is just 3 games behind. The Bucks are just 1 game behind, guys, and they're on a 8-game winning streak. Boston is definitely going to be feeling the pressure tomorrow. The line here is accurate, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Philly did the damage. Obviously, they are a very, very good team. Good at home, good on the road. Very solid. And it looks like everybody is going to be playing for Philly. I didn't really look at the injury report, but I don't. Embiid has the usual questionable next to his name, questionable tag. Um, Most likely he's going to be playing, guys. He hasn't missed any games recently. And Boston, the only significant injury that they have, they're going to be playing with a very important player for them, Marcus Smart. He's been out for a while. This is a tough game, guys. Tough game. It can really, really go either way. Boston is the favorite, but this line, just a half point lower than my estimate. I'm not gonna risk any predictions in this game. It can really, really go either way here. Next game, Sacramento at Houston. Sacramento is an 8.5 point favorite. I had Sacramento favored by 7.5. These two teams played just the other night. Same team, same arena. Sacramento got De'Aaron Fox back in that game. They made quick work of the Rockets. Got the W in that game, covered the spread. What was interesting, guys, I was just scrolling through my Twitter feed, and I saw the coach of the Rockets in one of his press conferences, and he was just going off on his players, just complaining how he begs them to play defense, and they just don't care. They're just going through the motions out there. Obviously, they have really just checked him out, not paying any attention to the coaching staff. It's just a circus over there, guys. I know I've been staying away from their games, but I don't know. I might even take a shot over here with Sacramento tomorrow, even with this 8.5. It's not one of my leans. The line is a point higher than my estimate. Did have it at 7.5, but Houston, guys, just an absolute disaster. Who knows? I might parlay this up as a Sacramento money line bet with something else. If I find something else tomorrow, I might parlay it up. I'm starting to kind of like those parlays. I did hit my parlay today with Phoenix and Memphis. Stuff can get a bit addictive. Anyways, next game, guys, Minnesota at Utah. Utah is a 3.5 point favorite. I had Utah favored by 6. This line is 2.5 points off my estimate. I did expect Utah to be a much higher favorite. Minnesota is just coming off a disastrous blowout loss to the Nuggets on the road. They're going to be on the second night of a back-to-back. This line, guys, is very, very low. I did not expect this low of a line, especially Utah at home. They are a very, very good home team. Even though their last game, they did lose to a very, very short-handed Dallas Mavericks team straight up. They were playing without Luka Doncic, Dinwiddie, Finney Smith, who got traded. Those two players that got traded. But the rest of the guys stepped up, man. They played hard in Utah. That was a very, very bad loss. Looks to me, guys, that we could have a possible downtrend here for Utah. This line is kind of giving me those signals. Minnesota, guys, is actually going to be one of my early leans for tomorrow. Minnesota with the plus 3.5. I do expect this line to get bet up tomorrow. I'm sure that we will see a higher line, Utah as a bigger favorite tomorrow. This line doesn't really make a lot of sense to me right now. Next game, Golden State at Portland. Portland is a 3-point favorite. I had Portland favored by 4.5. I did expect them to be a little higher. Obviously, guys, Steph Curry is going to be missing for a while. Past the All-Star break, he's going to be gone from the team. Portland is back home. They're going to play their second game after coming back from a road trip. They got blown out in their previous game to the Milwaukee Bucks. they looked out of sorts in that game. Looked like they didn't really have everything together. First game back is always a bit tricky on coming back from a road trip, but that was they pretty much didn't show up to play at all. Golden State in their previous game, their first game without Steph Curry, they played against the Thunder, and they just blew the Thunder out of the building. I think they hit something like 26 threes. Clay hit 12 three-pointers, Clay Thompson. Looks like, guys, they might be coming in with a lot of momentum in this game. This line is short. I do expect public money to come in on the Blazers with this short line 3. I did expect it to be higher. It looks like the bookies are going to be hunting for Portland money in this game. Golden State is actually going to be my second lean of the night, my early lean. I'm going to be taking a look at this game very closely tomorrow. Look at the line, see if we have anything on the injury report. I don't expect anything new to come out of the Warriors. Portland, we know they're just playing without Nurkic. Everyone else is in the lineup. Golden State, second lean of the night. Next game, Dallas at the Clippers. Clippers 7.5-point favorites. I had the Clippers favored by 6, a point and a half lower. This was a tough game, guys, to put an estimate on, because this is going to be the first game that Kyrie Irving is going to be playing for Dallas. So it is tough to put a number on them on this game. Markieff Morris also is going to be playing for Dallas, but they're going to be without Luka Doncic. The 7.5 points is a point and a half higher than I estimate, but I'm not really putting too much into this game, because you just don't know what you're going to get from Dallas. The Clippers guys are coming back home. They were away on a road trip where they played exceptional, very successful road trip. They won 4 out of the 6 games. The one game that they lost by a point to the Bucks, and the one game that they lost to Cleveland where they rested all their starters. So it was a very successful road trip for the Clippers. This game, guys, it can go either way, because it is very hard to guess what Dallas is going to be doing with Kyrie Irving in the lineup. It's going to take some time for him to, of course, to get the chemistry going with his teammates. But guys, he's big time. Kyrie Irving, he's a big time basketball player. I'm sure he'll figure it out. Anything that happened in this game, guys, always remember the first game back from a road trip can be a tricky spot for a lot of teams. Even though the Clippers are the clear-cut favorite, I do expect them to win this game. But the 7.5 points, don't know. I'm probably just going to watch this game for just out of curiosity to see how Kyrie is going to perform. But I don't think I'll be having any action on this. So, guys, a quick recap for tomorrow night's games. My 2 overnight leans as of now are with Minnesota in the plus 3.5 and Golden State with plus 3. A couple of dogs that I think are very, very interesting games. And that is it, guys. That is it for today's betting preview video. We're going to get into more detail tomorrow in tomorrow's video when we get more information. We look at the lines. They are going to be different than they are right now. Some of them might be drastically different, because it is going to be the last day before the trade deadline. The trade deadline, guys, is I think it's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So tomorrow, there's a very, very high chance that we're going to have some movement with players. And that's it, guys. Have a good rest, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Later.